Hi, this is my review on the new Maybelline Colour Tattoo 24-hour wear eye creams. I have 4 to show to you today. In the UK, I'm only aware of there being 6 colours. I have looked on various websites as well as in store. Obviously, if you have seen more in the UK, do let me know and where you can find them. And in America, there are 10 shades. I have looked on the US website and I've noticed that some of the colours that we have that they have got different names. Like for example, we have one called Immortal Charcoal, which is the dark grey black colour. Reminds me of Pistol from the Naked 2 palette. And that's called Audacious Asphalt in the US. Another one that I have is called Permanent Taupe, and obviously it's a taupey colour, and this is described as Toughest Taupe in the US. I have a blue as well, that's a good example, Turquoise Forever, which is the bright blue, and this is, I think, Tenacious Teal or along them lines. I'm not sure. I will put the names differences down below in the information box. But yeah, some of the names vary. Also, some of the colours that you can get in the UK, US, you can't get in the UK, which is kind of disappointing because I really like the white one that's called Too Cool, and I haven't seen that in the UK. And there's also a reddish colour one. I think that's called Pomegranate Punk. And then there's also a green one. I haven't seen that in the UK. And I think it's Emerald or something like that. And then there's also Tangy and Fierce, which is bright orange. I wouldn't wear that, but again, it's not a colour that I've seen in the UK. So obviously, if you're watching a person in America doing a video and they're obviously telling you about the colours and you're in the UK, please be aware that the colour names vary, and obviously vice versa. If you're in the US watching a UK video, again, the colours vary, colour names vary, but they are, I'm pretty convinced, the same colours, the ones that have the different names obviously that I've just named. I think the idea behind them is they're kind of like paint pots but on a cheaper, more budgeted price. As for a lot of people have been saying that they stay and don't budge like paint pots, I would disagree with that, because they're kind of bizarre consistency. I disagree with it because when I've not worn a primer potion, they smudge and I get creases. When I've worn a primer potion, they're okay, and they would last like any other shadow with a primer potion, I would say. The strange thing about them is that when you initially put them on, you kind of have to blend them quickly because they do dry really, really well, and you can't just run your hand across them and smear them. But it's almost as if without a primer potion, obviously this area gets warm and it's almost as if the consistency melts and then you get the creasing. So obviously please be aware of that. Maybe setting with an eyeshadow would work. I did do that myself, but it didn't seem to do much. I did still get creasing as well. But yeah, and with a primer potion it's okay. They are quite a good idea and I would definitely recommend them, and like I said, I would like to get other colours. As for putting them on the same level of paint pots, they are with a primer potion, but I do still prefer MAC paint pots, but they are. And if you're looking for dupes as well, you're not going to find them because they're not exact dupe colours. Obviously in MAC paint pots they tend to be more neutral colours. You can wear them as bases, obviously to give you a nicer layer to then put shadow on so it looks more even. And again, with MAC paint pots, again, I would wear a primer potion because sometimes I have found occasionally these were smudged. With the Maybelline Colour Stay 24-hour wear eye creams, I don't understand why you would need to wear eyeshadow for 24 hours. I think that's just a gimmicky thing. But I mean, the only thing I can think of is if you're going to work in the morning and then going straight out afterwards in the evening, but it's still not going to be 24 hours wear, and I don't think that's very good for your skin anyway, or your eyes, to be wearing makeup that long anyway. But it is kind of I think it's a gimmicky thing, and they are quite nice shadows. What was I going to say? With the MAC paint pots, they are a lot more expensive. They're like £13, £13.50 I believe for MAC paint pots, and these obviously are £4.99 in the UK, so there's a massive price difference there. so I would definitely recommend them, and they are quite nice shadows. They do have really nice colours. They go from kind of neutrally colours to obviously bright bold colours in the small colour collection that they actually have. Price wise and size wise, there isn't a lot of difference in how much product you get in these, so for the price that obviously MAC charge compared to these are a lot more affordable. And obviously quite often in the UK I know that Superdrug, Boots often have things like that on offer, so you can really get yourself a good bargain when it's on 3 for 2 and that, which is when I picked up a couple of mine. Obviously Benefit, they do their own version of the paint pots. Again, these are around £13, and again Stila with the smudge pots, again around £13. So they are pretty cheap compared to the higher end brands obviously, and it's a nice idea. I think of anything else to say about them really. They are really nice, and I would definitely recommend them. I'll just show the colours that I have got. So again, I've got Permanent Taupe, and that's this colour, and that comes up like that. And they are really soft, really smooth, and really, you know, while they are wet, they are quite blendable. The next one I have is Immortal Charcoal, which is a dark grey colour. Again, this is what I describe as Pistol from the Naked 2 palette. And this one has, they're more metallic-y kind of look. I wouldn't say shimmer, but more metallic-y. The next one I have is called On and On Bronze. Again, I haven't seen the version of this in the US or what the name of that is. And that's this one. Just there, kind of went over there. And that one's the more creamier version, and again that's a shimmery kind of colour. And the last one I have is called Turquoise Forever, and that's this one, really bright bold blue. I think this would be lovely on the waterline, and that I will put there. Really bold soft colours. There's a purple, and I didn't really want the purple. The purple seemed really patchy, so I didn't purchase that. And I don't think I would like it, but it just seems really patchy, and it is a matte colour. The formulations are really soft and creamy. The blue I'd say is a shimmery, and these two I'd say are more matte colours. The most matte colour is obviously the taupe one, which I think would be a very popular one all round. In conclusion, they are a really good idea and very affordable, and if you are someone who is a lover of MAC paint pots, it's worth having a look at these. And if you're someone who can't perhaps afford paint pots, these are definitely something you can get hold of that are on the same sort of idea, same sort of wavelength. I hope that's helped anyone who's kind of deciding. I will leave obviously pictures at the end of this video as well, so obviously you can have a better look at them. And thank you very much for watching. Bye!